What has got to happen in game 4 for the Warriors to turn it around? Or do the Celtics step on the throats of the Warriors and say, this ain't happening, Chief?
Well, I think Golden State's in a very precarious situation here. And the one thing that really stuck out to me from game 3 was when Golden State made it close at the end of the third quarter. I thought that Golden State would have made it a hell of an effort to, really try to get that win in Boston on the road. And then they shit the bed in the fourth quarter. And I got to give Boston a lot of credit for being able to play great defense, forcing Golden State to turn the ball over. And Boston, it did enough in the fourth quarter to extend their lead and then win by 16 points. I think they won by 116 to 100. And when I look back at Golden State had multiple opportunities to take advantage of that game late, and they just didn't. And Steph had a great run up to the fourth quarter, dropped 29 points. Clay was doing his thing. Jordan Poole was doing decent things here and there. Andrew Wiggins chipped in, but in the fourth quarter, they just couldn't get anything to go. And that's really kind of been the biggest thing from this series so far is that when Boston has won these games in the finals, they've been able to effectively not just slow down Golden State, I mean lock them down in the fourth quarter. Because Golden State will always go on these big runs in the third quarter. We said it just a couple of minutes ago. They're probably the best third quarter team that we've ever seen in NBA history. Apparently, that they just like to run it up in that quarter specifically. But Boston will let Golden State have their third quarter, and then Boston will just respond by having an amazing fourth quarter by not only scoring but locking Golden State down. And they've proven that in 2 out of the 3 games so far. And when I look into this game 4, I could see Boston definitely replicating that type of success. It's just when I see this game 4 being played out, I think Steph's going to go for broke. I think Steph's going to go out there and try to drop 35, 40 points. I think Clay's got to know that he's got to step up and he's got to drop at least 20 to 25 like he did in similar fashion to game 3. Jordan Poole, he's got to show up. He's got to be essentially what he was like in game 2, where he was effective, dropping almost 20 points in that win for the Warriors. And they have to get similar type of production from Andrew Wiggins. Now, Andrew Wiggins has been spotty throughout this playoff run for Golden State, but if he drops somewhere around 15 to 20 points, I think that Golden State has a shot to win this one. And I got to focus on Draymond. Draymond cannot go out there and drop 2 points. Draymond's got to be more effective. He's got to be more assertive by just attacking the basket. At worst case scenario, he gets blocked, he misses the shot. Best case scenario, he hits the shot, or he goes to the free throw. He goes to the free throw line and gets the opportunity to knock down 2 shots. Draymond has been probably the biggest disappointment for Golden State so far, and he's the one who's talking the most. Which that's another discussion for another day. So if you're Golden State, you got to go for broke on this one, because if you go down 3-1 in this series, granted Game 5 does go back to San Francisco. Being down in a 3-1 hole, that is a tough situation to come back from. Granted, they've been in a similar type of situation when they were up 3-1 and they let it slip against the Cavs in their 73-9 or 73-9 season. That's just a situation you just don't want to be in. And I think really this is where all the pressure is on Golden State to perform here. I think if Boston plays very similar to what they did in game 3, they have every reason to go out and win game 4 at home and put themselves in a 1-game situation to win the NBA Finals at that point in time. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, they've been playing, I would say, great basketball up until this point. Game 2 was a little bit different. Game 2, Marcus just had an off game, only scoring 2 points. But Boston's in a great situation here. They're playing solid offense. Their defense has been phenomenal in stretches, especially in the fourth quarter. And if Boston plays that right, they could be up 3-1. But if I had to pick just for game 4 specifically, I'm picking Golden State, but I think they're going to win this one by literally 2 or 3 points. I think they're going to escape Boston somehow with a game 4 win. I don't have a lot of confidence that they're going to be able to do it. I just think that Steph is going to go God mode in this one. I think he's going to put his team on his back and carry Golden State to the promised land and find a way to somehow tie this series at 2-2 apiece, despite the fact that Boston has been significantly the better team in this series so far. But Kevin, I'll kick it to you from here.
I'm in full agreement. I think Steph's going to have a massive game. I think, like Kyle had alluded to before we started recording, Steph's got to have a Kobe game. If Steph's not putting up the shot, I don't want anybody else taking it. He's been the only one consistent all series long. He's been the only one that looks like he wants it the most. And it just seems like, Clay tends to show up when he feels like it. Aside from this game, he's kind of been relatively irrelevant in terms of total points. Jordan Poole, kind of on the inexperienced side in the playoffs, he's an absolute liability on defense. He is the definition of a cone. Like Patrick Beverly was talking about Chris Paul on First Take, and good morning, wake up on the NBA, get up, whatever the hell that segment is. Yeah, no, that's Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is atrocious on defense. There have been plenty of instances where you look and you say, why aren't you putting your body in front of him? Why aren't you putting your body on him? So if Jordan Poole's in the game, he can go for 30. He's going to give up 35, 40 on the other side. He can't. I just don't trust him to get it done, and that's why he wasn't in the game in late game situations, because Boston wasn't being stopped in the fourth. And if you have somebody like Jordan on the other side, we know how good he can be, but dude, I think Kerr's got to go back to the bench and really figure it out. So I'm going to give the keys to success in order for Golden State. Aside from Steph going off for 30 plus again, or 40, 10 turnovers or less, period. I will accept nothing more. You guys have to stop being lackadaisical and careless with the basketball. You keep the basketball. You make them turn the ball over more. You have more effective, efficient possessions. You win the basketball game. Draymond Green can't get more than 3 fouls. No techs. Got to give you at least 10, 8, and 8. You got to get your rebounds. You got to get the assists. You got to be aggressive on the defensive side without being too physical to put yourself in a situation to hurt your team. So yeah, Draymond's got to go out there and just all around play better. Like, there's absolutely no excuse. You cannot be giving me 15 total fouls and only 15 points in a finals run. This isn't the first round. This isn't the regular season. This isn't the All-Star game. Bro, you're in the most important series of the season, and you are putting up garbage. Like Kyle said, Draymond is a lot to blame for the sake of this. But I also put some of this on Steve Kerr. A lot of times in the fourth quarter, Robert Williams is in the game. Grant Williams is in the game. Al Horford's in the game. You can see where I'm going with this. They're putting their bigs in. They're getting rebounds. Golden State is getting out-rebounded in the fourth quarter. There's zero reason why you should run the death lineup when you are down 16 points, when you're down 10-plus points. As good as it is, Draymond's not shooting the basketball. Is Looney? No, but at least you know Looney's going to go out there and get you those rebounds and fight for those offensive possessions. Robert Williams is taller than Draymond. Al Horford is taller than Draymond. They're not on the floor to score. They're on the floor to rebound. You're telling me that you're just going to sit there and continue to do something that's not working? It's literally not effective in the fourth quarter over 2 of the last 3 games. Again, I understand the efficiency of it to have Poole, Clay, and Steph on the floor, but one is a defensive liability, and the other one has not been rebounding the basketball well as of late. You got to be able to rebound. You got to limit the turnovers, and you guys got to get some help offensively from other players that are not named Steph Curry. So Game 4 is going to be big. I'm going to side with Kyle again. I'm going to say that Golden State is going to win this game because I just do not see them falling 2 in a row, and I just think they're going to make those adjustments. And again, I'm calling it. Man, Steph's going for 40, 45 points, man. He has to. If not, I don't see how Golden State's going to be able to do this.